Alright, welcome back to another Art of War 3 replay. I'm your host, JEONG SINAH, and today we're going to be doing a 1v1 tournament battle. This is the Behind the Wall tournament. I'm going to be the blue Confederate player facing off against a red Resistance player. So let's go and get into it. My plan for this battle is to go for the fast HQ4 build. I'm going to get some Thors out and mix in some ground vehicles as well. My original ground vehicle composition was going to be Zeus mixed with Shield. However, when I scouted the red player, we can see red is HQ3 going for Dragonfly spam. So I'm going to need to change my build a little bit. So I'm going to need to include a lot more Typhoons into the mix here. I'm still going to put some Zeus tanks in there. I still need them to punch through the defensive buildings eventually. I'm going to drop another special vehicle factory just so I can have double Typhoon production once I have all my shield generators out. We can see I've got 3 Thors out, and I'm just finishing that one last Thor. And I'm going to launch my Thors now. We're going to throw on a gold attack boost here, and we're going to go straight for those Avia factories. Let's go ahead and suppress that production. Really nice hits on the factories. Right now I am unopposed. We can see red's building a lot of supply centers, but doesn't quite have the production to match it yet. So we're going to continue to try to build our ground army. So seeing that red's got more supply centers than I do, I cannot let this battle drag out for too long. Otherwise, red's going to be able to potentially outproduce me. My Thors are going to go once again. I've got 5 Thors this time. We're going straight for the headquarters this time. We can see there's 4 anti-air towers from red. We're going to level the headquarters. Very nice job. So now red's going to be forced to use a reserve HQ boost to rebuild their headquarters. And now red knows that they're in trouble. They're going to go ahead and launch an attack here. So mass Dragonflies coming straight from my base here. Looks like they're going to stop to fight these allied structures first. And that's going to buy me some really valuable time. Red should have just gone straight for my airfields, but now I have time to get my Typhoons in position. They're going to try to intercept. Gold air raid boost gets turned on, and we can see that red is going just straight for the airfields here. So I need to launch my Thor. I'm going to try to see if I can take out the headquarters again. I realize here that I don't have enough anti-air in the base. We tried to take out the headquarters, but I lose one of those Thors. And that was so critical for trying to take out the buildings there. So this is not looking good on our end. We've just lost all of our Thors here, and are going to need to move back into position with those Typhoons, get them a little bit closer to engage those Dragonflies. So the Dragonflies are now desperately trying to take out my production and my airfield. I cannot let this happen. Another gold air raid boost gets used. My Typhoons are continuing to dish out damage against the Dragonflies. I lose another airfield, but I don't have any Thors out, so that's good. We can see that these Dragonflies are continuing to just take fire from my Typhoons, and I'm going to be able to finish off the Dragonflies very nicely there. So now we need to rebuild our bombers just so we can get that aviation back out for production suppression. I'm actually going to launch an assault here because I don't really want to wait for red to launch another attack with mass Dragonflies. Was that the right move? I'm not sure. I decided to just try and risk it, and this time move in my ground troops and try to draw red towards me so that I could use my Typhoons to take out the Dragonflies rather than waiting for red to amass tons of Dragonflies. So here comes red now. Red's going to try and defend with their Dragonflies. I've taken out a couple gun towers, and now I'm going to move all my units under the shield generator to protect my units here. And we can see there's about a 1-to-1 ratio for Typhoons to Dragonflies, and this is going to work out nicely for me. I've got a gold air raid boost and that shield generator, and with that I'm going to be able to clean up these Dragonflies no problem. So now my Zeus tanks are going to move back out. Those Dragonflies have been dealt with. A little bit of the micro is weird with these Zeus tanks. I was trying to get my Zeus tanks to go and engage the gun towers, so I don't know why the game was doing this. So now we're in position trying to engage that gun tower. So that first gun tower is going to get cleaned up there. And now we're continuing to just shoot through these defensive buildings. I've got the Typhoons to support. 4 more Dragonflies coming into the fold here. a couple more Dragonflies after that. So red is just continuing to spam Dragonflies. I'm going to need to retreat for a little bit. Shield generator gets activated. I'm going to move the Zeus tanks back under cover and use a red air raid boost. And this time with the red air raid boost, red is making the mistake of engaging my forces here with the Dragonflies, and those Dragonflies are going to get cleaned up. So at this point, we're continuing to have combat initiative. Here come my Thors, and we get some nice hits on those factories. So we're going to be able to continue to suppress Dragonfly production. Dragonfly production is still occurring though. We see some Grenadiers starting to come into the fold here, which tells me that red is starting to get a little bit desperate here, starting to run out of options for dealing with my ground troops. Zeus tanks are now starting to fire onto that last gun tower. So we have 3 defensive structures left to deal with. Grenadiers are firing onto my shield generator. I'm going to lose the generator. And now these Grenadiers are going to start to fire onto one of my Zeus tanks. More Dragonflies coming into the fold here. Those Dragonflies are just getting shredded by my Typhoons though. So I've only got 3 Zeus tanks though. I'm going to need to incorporate more ground troops to complement my current army here as I continue to try and push. We're going to go ahead and clean up this anti-air tower, just continuing to carve a pathway open for the Zeus tanks. The Typhoons are continuing to cover my units very nicely. Dragonflies are not able to engage effectively. So my shield generator is going to run out there. Grenadiers slowly still trying to pour in. It's not going to work out for this resistance player though. So now we're going to move on to the hill in just a moment. Thors are going to come in first though. We're going to go ahead and take out these factories. 2 factories get leveled. Very nice pickups there. So red's only got a couple factories right now. We see that red is HQ4. Actually has 3 Avia factories. So red's really trying to commit to this mass Dragonfly spam strategy. However, I've got a pretty big ground army now inside the red player's base, and red needs to respond to my ground army, and Dragonflies are just not going to cut it. So we're going to go ahead and fire onto this factory here and take out the factory. I've got a few assaults mixed in just to deal with the Grenadiers. And we can see we're going to start to clean up the red player's base. At this point, it's pretty much good game. The rest of this is just me cleaning up the red player's base. Alright, hope you all enjoyed this battle. We will see you in the next battle. Good luck until then.